everyone. So excited to have you here this evening. I'm Oshunbumi Fernandez West. We're bringing in Miss Dionne Craig. Make sure Dionne, can we hear you now? Dionne's trying to check her camera.
You hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Wait a minute. 1 second. Give me 1 second.
1 second. Okay. So Dionne just going to get some of her technical microphone together. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, everybody. I'm Oshunbumi Fernandez West. You're watching Convo with the CEO. Tonight's guest is Miss Dionne Craig. We went to school together. Isn't that something? Me and Dionne went to school together. I'm so excited. Dionne is just trying to get her mic together, everybody. So Dionne's going to join us. Let me see. She's ready. Hold on 1 second. She had to bring her tech person.
Oh yeah. I can't hear her.
Can you hear me, Dionne?
I'm getting her through my phone.
We're going to remove Dionne. Dionne's trying to get her microphone together, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Hi, Miss Fee. Hi, Aunt Fee. Hi, Lydia. Hi, everyone. Thank y'all for joining. My Dionne is getting her, she can't get her microphone to work. So she's trying to see what's wrong with her, if her microphone is working. Let me see if I can add her. Hold on. Hey, dear, you on now?
Through my phone.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove you. You come back on as your phone. Hi, everybody. Hi, Lisa. Dionne's gonna come on through her phone. Here we go. Let me see.
Yeah.
Dionne, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Oh, this is great. Hi, Dionne. I'm so excited.
I am too.
I'm so excited. Dionne and I go way back. We don't want to age us, but we've known each other since elementary school. So this is unbelievable. I'm so excited to have Dionne. Dionne is doing wonderful things in our community. So Dionne, we're just gonna get right into it. So okay. Dionne, let's talk about you growing up. Did you grow up in South Philly?
Yes, I did. I grew up in South Philly. I grew up in South Philadelphia, 13th Street Housing Projects.
Okay.
And then we migrated to West Oak Lane.
Okay.
But I still always used to hang out down South Philly on the weekends and sometimes after school.
Great. So Dionne, we met at McCall.
Yes, you were in fourth and I was in third.
Yes, and so Dionne, tell everyone, after McCall, where did you go?
I went to Bodine High for International Affairs.
Okay, we went to Bodine together too?
Yes, you graduated a year before me, Boomy.
Yeah, I forgot, Lord. Yes, and so then Dionne, after high school, what did you continue to do?
After high school, I started at 19. I started working at Step by Step. That was my first job, working with people with intellectual disabilities. And I used to be afraid of people with intellectual disabilities.
Yes.
And first job, I was tested and I fell in love with all of the individuals. And from that point, I started off as a direct support staff for 6 months. Then I was offered a job doing case management, but I told her I don't feel like I'm ready for that yet.
Okay.
House manager position. So I did that. And then from there, I just continued to just level up as far as in
grow
services. Yeah.
Yes. So what inspired you when you were young, or did anything inspire you when you were young to get into this industry? Because some people might say, mentally delayed. Some people use the harsh word of being, and I don't use it like retarded, but that's not what they use. Those are not the words that we're using now. What is the correct term to use?
It's intellectual disability.
Okay.
Mental disability.
Yes.
But it's intellectual disability. That's ID.
Okay.
So and what made me get into it when I was younger, it was a guy, he was older than me. And he's Philly, down 13th Street Housing Projects. He used to always gravitate to my grandma.
Okay.
And he used to always come over. My grandma would feed him, give him money to go to the store. But I knew something was wrong with him. And I used to be afraid because when people would make him upset, he would go off. So that's why I had that fear. And I was very strong. But I didn't like how people treated him. So that's why I always had a soft spot and always advocated for people with intellectual disabilities.
Wow. So I don't know if it's for you, but for me, it's amazing how something can happen when you're young that can inspire you when you get older.
Yeah.
You know, Dionne, did you ever think that you would get to the point where, wow, you own your own company now that provides these services for adults that have intellectual disabilities? Did you ever think that, Dionne?
No, I didn't. I didn't think that I would be able to do it until I got into college. When I got in college, and I was working at PET. I started working at PET for 14 years, and
wow.
I started off as a regular direct support staff. Then I went from support staff to having my own little group doing and then from that I went to case management. That was, they call it service coordination and program specialist. And then I was offered a position for a promotion to be program manager. So that was the highest I can go. And I had a master's degree, and I obtained my master's while working at PEP. But I felt like when I obtained my master's that they were offering me more money, but instead they had me training somebody else who came in doing the same thing, a lateral position. And found out that she made more than me. I said, Dionne, it's time to do something different.
I know that's right, Dionne. So Dionne, where did you get your undergrad and your graduate degree from?
I got my undergrad I started off at Community, and I went to Lincoln, then I finished at Alvernia.
Oh, wow, that was great.
Yes.
I mean, community college is the best.
Yes, it is.
You understand? You don't come out with a ton of loans and you get the same quality education. So many people, they need to know that. They need to hear that. There's nothing wrong with community college. I wish I would have went there for my first two, because I would have had a reduced number of student loans.
Right. And they work with people, and it's in community colleges. I met so many different people there. It was people going to class after work, and they were, single moms going to school after. And I met a lot of different people who I still stay in contact with to this day.
Wow, do you?
Yes.
So you were at PEP. You found out that you were training someone who's making more money than you. What made you take that step? What made you go out on that step, Dionne, and say, you know what? I'm going to go out on faith and I'm going to start my own business. How do we get there?
So it was two people. First, it was my best friend from high school, Tyra Rogers. We were one day. I was doing van duty because one of my staff couldn't do the van duty, so I had to sit down there and cover for her. And Tyra came up with a logo. That's the logo that we use today, in the name Unified Support. Because she said to me, you always integrate other people into your family, and all my family know my individuals who I provide services to. They come to all the family functions. They're part of the family. So then when I left PEP. I can't hear you, Boomy. I can't hear you.
I can hear you. You're fine. Go ahead. Okay. Dionne, you're muted now.
When I left PEP, I left September of 2014. And I started doing social work. I did that from September to January. And I didn't like that. That was working with foster children, at-risk children. And I didn't like that because I was getting too involved emotionally, like seeing how children were being neglected. So once I did that, I resigned. And while I was working there, Ivory, she used to work. We met each other at NHS, and we met each other at PET. And well, come on, we do the paperwork. Because I was complaining about the job. And that's I started. She did all the footwork, like a lot of the paperwork. She would do the actual physical, and I was doing the actual paperwork for us, what we like the regs and what we going to
all the documentation that you needed. All the documentation that you need. Yes.
And she would take stuff down to the municipal building. She was doing the running, and I was actually doing writing the state regulations and things like that.
Wow, Dionne. So you started Unified Support. So tell us about, how did you get your first clients? And all, because people are always asking, how did she start this business? How did you go about getting your first clients? Is it word of mouth? Is it referral? How did you do that?
Well, clients come referrals from supports coordination entities. And when I left the social work job, a friend of ours from Bodine called me and asked me, do I want to work down at NHS? And I worked there as a director. So the first individual came from a person that Ivy was working with, and then the next 4 came from that day program I was working at. So what I was doing was going to work, and once everything got approved with the state, I was leaving with them and working with them after work. I did that for about a year and a half.
So you were working 2 jobs?
Yes.
Wow, yes. Dionne.
For myself and then for NHS, which is now American now.
Okay. Yes. So you were just what we call, you were grinding.
Yes, I was.
You were grinding, and people don't realize is that, see, Dionne, you make it look very easy what you do. My mother used to say you're the best at what you do and you make it look easy. So you make it look easy, you make it look effortless, but people didn't know. So in essence, you were almost doing like 12-hour days, 16-hour days, and you had 2 children, Dionne.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
His daughter was in high school, and Hannah was still, she had just started kindergarten.
Okay.
Of course, Hannah know all the individuals because they come around. They come to our homes. They go to every family function. That's why I call unified support. I try to hire different people like that I know who are caring, because this job is not cut out for everybody. You have to have a heart.
Yes.
Just do it saying you just want to make a little extra couple of dollars on the side. You have to have a heart to deal with people with intellectual disabilities, or you will neglect them.
Yes.
I try
Dionne, how do you find the right employees to match your clientele? Because I know that can be hard. These people have intellectual disabilities, so you have to have patience. You have to have a lot of characteristics. How do you find the right employees?
Well, I hire people from my previous jobs as being directors and managers, people who I used to manage or be their director. I will call them up. You want to make, you need a client on the weekend or after work or whatever, and that's how I do that. Then the other individuals, I hire their family members to work with them. So that's how it works out better for me as well, because they know the individual, they know what their likes and dislikes, and you have to know these things, all these different components in order to provide a service. That's why they have an ISP. We go according to their ISP. Okay. And that's how we do the funding source as well.
That's how you do the funding sources. So you've been in existence for how long?
I've been in existence since December the 15th of 2015.
Wow. You're going on 6 years, Dionne?
Yes.
And you just had some great news. You just purchased a building. So let's talk about that.
Yes, we just purchased the building. God's willing, we should be moving in the building probably mid-spring.
Okay.
Some work done to it. And it's done. We're going to be moving from our Mount Airy location to our now Alamy location. Okay. And that is a blessing. And then we're talking about working on adding an additional service to unified support as well, home care. That's the next. That's our next, agenda. That's the next thing. Yeah.
Do you see it? Do you think that goes hand in hand in regards to home care and the services you provide? Do you see? Are you seeing a correlation between that?
Yes, I do, because some of the individuals, they can get both services. They just have a disability. They can get both services. So, one is under intellectual disabilities under Office of Developmental Programs. Home care, the Office of Long-Term Living, but they're the same umbrella of Department of Human Services.
Yes. So if you have any questions, you're watching Odunde 365 Convo with the CEO. We have Ms. Dionne Craig, founder and CEO of Unified Support. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment section and I will ask Ms. Craig about that. So Dionne, let's get back into the interview. Let's talk about how were you able to do all of this with 2 children? What were some of the hurdles that you had to overcome?
Sometimes I found myself, like I have my youngest daughter, she has
your microphone's a little clear, Dionne. Your microphone's not clear like it was. Your microphone.
It's not clear.
Here you go.
Okay. Sometimes, I found myself putting unified support before my family. Meaning before my youngest daughter, she has her own, medical issues. My oldest daughter was in college at the time when they started doing real good. And then my significant other, I found myself, everything was unified support. And I had to really step down and say, I need to hire me an administrative assistant. And since I hired administrative assistant, it has been so much better. She is amazing. Her name is Kashina Smith. She used to work with me at PEP. And now she's with me and she's excellent.
Yes.
She helped me out.
I was going to ask you, Dionne. So Dionne, you learned to delegate, because I think sometimes we as women, we try to do it all and you can't. because something's going to fall through. So let's talk about how you had to learn how to delegate. Was that easy for you to learn how to delegate responsibilities?
That's a weakness because I always try to do it myself.
Yeah, your microphone's a little
going out. You got
there
it?
you go.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah.
I always try to do it myself. And,
yes.
And she said it to me. She said, you got to learn to step back and let me handle it. Yes. So now I don't answer my phone. Well, I'm not going to say that because on Valentine's Day, I was out to dinner and a parent called me while I was ordering my food. And I answered. I shouldn't have answered the phone, but I did because something could have been wrong with her son. So I wanted to make sure everything was okay. But they supposed to call her after 5.
Yes.
And on the weekends.
Okay.
They see, and all of my staff, they clock in through a database called Seeing Data. So if their clock-ins are not right, or they can't like log in, because if you do it 3 times, you get locked out. They'll call Kashina and she'll put them back in and make sure they're able to access Seeing Data.
Yes. Yeah. So let's talk about the importance of paperwork. From accounting to your taxes. Let's talk about that, Dionne. For young entrepreneurs, young women who might be watching you, tell them the importance of having everything in order, having all your licenses and your taxes and everything in order. Talk to them about that.
Now, you have to, when you have a business, you have to have an accountant. I use Tax Divas, and they do my accounting work, and they do.
I use Tax Divas also. Yes. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Miss Anita.
Yes. And they do everything for me. They act like my money is their money.
Yes.
They will call me and question me, what is this? What is that? But you have to stay on top of paying your taxes.
Yes.
Stay on top of making sure you have enough money to meet payroll. Okay.
That's so key. Yes.
To meet payroll. And when you do your payroll, you always paying taxes. When you're doing your payroll, you always have to make sure you have money to pay for your workman's comp. That's another thing. And your liability insurance.
Yes.
People think when you have a business, it's just because money coming in and you could just do whatever, but you can't. I get paid from this. I'm a state funding business, so there's no hiding nothing. Everything is on paper. I say every receipt. I do everything. I do everything book. So we can be successful. So I can make sure I pay my staff when they're supposed to be paid every 2 weeks. And I'm able to make sure maintain all my expenses as well.
Yes. I think that is so key because what that really falls down to is discipline.
Yes.
So what are some mistakes that you have learned from, Dionne?
As far as what you're talking about, the day-to-day work or
just life, like what life experiences have taught you, have made you a better woman, a better CEO, a better boss? What life experiences?
Not taking things personal, and just when you have issues within your business, talk about it, deal with it, and keep on moving, and pray about it, and just keep it moving. That's what you have to do. Don't harp on it, and just and just try to go on with your day, and you can't harp on it and don't get emotionally attached to people. Don't take it personal.
Yes.
Human services, sometimes you will get attached to the individuals and their families, and they're not your friends. This is all business.
That's right, Dionne. Yes, it's business.
You are not my friend. We're doing business, and we have a business rapport.
Yes.
So that's a big lesson that I've learned with staff, with families, and with my individuals. Because some of my individuals, they are high function, and they can they'll fabricate on you, and then he's like, why would you say that about me? You can't take it personal. That's why they have an ISP, because they have an intellectual disability.
Yes. So Dionne, someone said, do you hire family and friends? Do you?
Yes, I do.
How does that work for you? That didn't work good for me. How does that work for you?
Well, when I hired my mother.
Your microphone's again. Your microphone.
Okay, when I hired my mother, she never really saw, was able to see that other side of me as a boss. Look at me just being her daughter.
Yes.
And one thing, if anybody that worked for me knows, I want my paperwork by Monday, 12 p.m.
Yes.
If you give me my product, because if you don't turn in your paperwork, you didn't work. Although you might have clocked in, but that documentation is everything.
Yes.
If it's documented, it never happened.
Yes.
So get my paperwork. I go off. Not literally go off like we're gonna have a fight, but I use disciplinary action. And with that being said, if it's a payroll week, you do not get paid. And I had to show family members that, and they didn't like it. That's a part of the business.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, your reputation is on the line.
Yes.
And I think people need to understand that. You understand? If you're receiving state funding, everything, you might get audited, right, Dionne?
Yes.
You might be. And so at the end of the day, it's going to fall on you, no one else. Yes. You understand?
Yes. And if they come in and audit you, if you saying this person working, if you don't got the paperwork, come on. You're fabricating. Yes. So that's why I'm so big on progress notes. I want them turned in every Monday by 12 p.m.
Wow. And your mom just said, no paperwork, no check, and a write-up. Your mom just said that. Yes. Hi, I'm Fee. Hi, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for watching. You're watching Odune 365, Convo with the CEO. Our special guest tonight is Dionne Craig. Me and Dionne know each other since elementary school, so it's wonderful to interview her. Now, someone wants to know, are you hiring now?
No. The 3 new individuals that are about to start, they come in with their staff. They come in with a family member. Okay. So if right now I don't need anyone. We just hired 4 new people. Okay. So I don't need.
So Dionne, how has this pandemic affected your business?
I only see 50% of my census because the families do not want their individuals going out, or they don't want them people coming into the homes. So it was only 50% of my census, but we're still able to do what we do. God has blessed us. We're still up. We're still standing. We're still, doing business every day. So you just got to be grateful for what you have.
So that's great, Dionne. So Dionne, someone has a question. How can you not get attached to your clients? I've been around your mom and your clients, and you could tell, you couldn't tell me that wasn't your child, and she was so attached to the client. So how do you have that separation? Because that is hard, Dionne.
I'm not going to, okay, like she said, when she saw we were like the person was attached.
Yes.
But the mental, you have to know, is a certain level that this can go to. Now, I'm not going to treat you like you're one of mine. That's why our motto is we shape the world for all of us. We treat our individuals like they are our children. So with that being said, I'm not going to mistreat them or anything. I know it's hard, but I can't, you have to separate. Yes. When I drop them off, or when the staff drop them off, your job is over.
Okay. Yeah. That's it. You have to have the line in the sand, you're saying.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, like you said, this is your job.
Yes.
So what do you do to relieve stress? What do you do for yourself, Dionne, to relieve stress?
What I do is go on
shop.
Yes. Yes, that's my me time, when I go by myself and I sleep. Even when I just go to Target.
Yes.
That's my therapy for me. I go to Target, I go to Home Goods, I go to Ross. That's my therapy.
That's your therapy, yes.
That's things I like to do, and it do relieve stress. And I talk about it. Like I said, you talk about it and you pray about it. Mm-hmm. You get a good outcome.
You get a good outcome. That is great. What advice would you give to the 18-year-old Dionne?
To the 18-year-old Dionne, I think I would have went straight to college from Bodine. I wouldn't have been rebellious towards my mom.
Okay.
Because I told her I wanted to do hair, and she said, "You're not doing hair." So I think I would have went straight to college and just did everything straight from high school, opposed to doing it while working at jobs. Because I've learned when you do it that way, they don't give you what you're worth. I just feel like they don't give the money. They don't give you what you're worth. Somebody else coming in, and then I was already there. I obtained my degrees while working there. So they gave me more money.
Wow. And did you find that a lot in the corporate sector? You're not getting paid your worth?
Yes, because every job I ever worked, I treated it like it was mine. And I used to, we have licensing every year. I would go to work stay there till like 8 o'clock at night, go in on Saturdays, and make sure that they pass inspection. Like, you know, make sure everything was okay. All the paperwork was all, you know, together. And then one day my significant other, he said to me, he said, you do too much for those jobs. You need to be on your own. He said, you work too hard for other people. And that's and pretty much, and I started noticing that because I was staying, when they have licensing, I'm staying 8, 9 o'clock at night on a weekday, knowing I got a little girl, you know, 2 girls, but me, my oldest is for herself. Then on the weekends, I'm going in on a Saturday doing paperwork. You know, we don't get paid overtime because we salary. So it's like, you know, and that's something I could have been doing for myself. And I thank God that those different things happened to me, even at PEP. I never was mad at PEP. I was happy they did that to me, because if they wouldn't have did that, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
It pushed you. It pushed you. God used that to push you.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So how do you during this pandemic, how were you able to pivot? How did you pivot during this pandemic? When the pandemic hit, what did Dionne say or think and say, okay, I got to do this and do that so that I can keep my business afloat?
Okay, what I did was we reached out to all the parents, Kashina and I, to see who wanted services and who didn't want services. And for the like I said, we only seen half of our people. Then I start offering family members jobs, because you know, since you don't want no one coming, well, I will hire you, and you can work for us, and we still can provide that service. Because they didn't want no outsiders going into the home.
And that makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense.
And so that's how we had to do that. But like I said, some people just didn't want to do it, and we still only see half of our census, and we still, you know, we're still okay.
Okay.
Because I always prepare for a rainy day. We're still all right.
Wow, that is great. So as we wind down, Dionne, talk about, what do you see in the future for Unified Support Services?
I see Unified Support Services expanding as far as with people with intellectual disabilities. Us perhaps opening up a residential home. That's why right now, like, I'm like kind of like up in the air. I have a house that's just sitting, and I have to do some modifications to it, and I don't know what I want to do. But I talked to a good friend of ours from Bodine. She's over top of all the AEs down at 8th and Market, and she suggested to me. She said, I want to hear that Dionne Craig Unified Support, because she's over top of the funding. She said has her own residential home. And when she said that to me about 3 weeks ago, I said, maybe perhaps that's something I should do.
Yes. I mean, I think the sky's the limit, Dionne. You know, you have your 2 daughters. Are your 2 daughters still interested in maybe taking on the business? Like I took Odune on from my mom. What do you see for your children? Because, you know, you don't want to force your children. What are they saying?
I see it for Hannah. Hannah has that. She's very compassionate. She loves all my individuals. When we get them, we have one individual we get on the weekends once a month. That's her friend. I had one individual in a meeting. They asked her, "Who are your friends? Like, you have any friends?" Or she said, "My friend name is Hannah." In her meeting, they put that in her ISP. That Hannah is her friend. So I can see Hannah being the one, you know, being a little bit Miss Unified Support.
Wow.
Business at 10 years old. She knows so much about it.
And that's where it starts. That's where it starts, Dionne, because you are giving her such a great foundation, and you're showing her how discipline and hard work and where it can lead you to. You understand? So Hannah does not think, or my girl Mina does not think you just wake up and it comes out the sky. You have to work for it.
Right. And you're going to see us coming up soon on billboards and buses as well.
Yes.
Thanks to Mom Fee.
Yes, Aunt Fee is ready. So Dionne, as we wind down, do you have any final words that you want to tell everyone?
My final words are to individuals, like young people starting out with a new business, or anybody starting with a new business, that the money do not come fast. I still work a full-time job because I needed my benefits and I needed the money. While Unified Support was still building. We started in late 2015, December 15. We didn't really start seeing no revenue until about the end of 2018. That's when I used to pay my staff and didn't pay myself.
Wow.
So when revenue start generating, that's when I was able to give myself a nice salary, 6 figures, pay my staff good, give them bonuses, I do a lot for my staff. They get bonuses. If I get extra, they get extra. That's how whenever we get any type of extra funding, they get it as well, and they see it. And I always try to give it to them when they need it, around Christmas time, going into the summer months. I always try to look out for my staff. And it doesn't come fast. You have to be patient. You can't give up. You have to be patient. And if it takes you working another job to get some extra income coming in until you start generating some revenue, that's what you have to do. It's a part of sacrificing.
Yes. And I think people need to know that, and they need to hear that. Your staff is on here saying how a wonderful boss you are. Someone said, do you need an intern? Do you need an intern? Are you looking for an intern?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So, Dionne, how would people reach you? They want to be an intern for your company.
They can go onto my website, and that's www.unifysupportllc.org. Or they can just call us. I'm going to turn around and they can see the back of the shirt. You see it?
267, yes, 766-3670. We can see it. Yeah. What? Yes, Dionne. You have to promote your own brand.
Yes. Well, I do promote I promote our brand, but pretty much it's like lately, I have just been doing it with support coordinators, because that's who give us the referrals. The support coordinators. That's where I get all mine from. I've probably got one outside referral. It always comes from the support coordinators, because that's who makes sure they are funding source with their ISP. And then it could be people I don't even know. They'll send me an email. Are you accepting any new individuals? And that's how you got to let yourself be known in the ID field. That's why I talk to other people. I even have a girlfriend. She do the same thing I do. If it's an individual with a lot of hours, she said, you want to share this client? And she said, well, I'll do days during the week, and you can do the weekends. So we make it work. We try to look out for one another.
It's all about networking and working together, knowing your resources, being professional at all times. People have to understand that. That's why I tell people, when you're a boss, you also have to be careful and mindful what you post on social media. Everything you need to be mindful of all that, Dionne.
Yes, you're right. You're right about that, because people will use stuff against you as well. It's not a person caring for my child or my cousin or my brother,
Yes. So, Dionne, thank you so much for being a part of Convo with the CEO. We had a great conversation. Dionne, again, is the founder and CEO of Unified Support Services. Dionne, what's your website again?
My website is www.unifysupportllc.org.
Okay. And what's the phone number where they can reach you?
267-766. Wait a minute, we got a new number, Boomy, because I always get my cell phone. You can call 215-900-1006, and you can reach me directly.
Okay. Now, Miss Kashina, she might not like that, get a direct connect to the boss, but we got to do what we got to do, right? Yes. So thank you, everyone.
And I thank you.
You're welcome, Dionne.
Having me and for helping putting unified support out there.
You're welcome, Dionne. I think you're doing a wonderful job, an amazing job, Dionne. You built this, what we call from the muscle. You did it all by yourself, with your team, and you just really work hard at it. So I really wanted to highlight you and let people know all that you're doing,
Yes, and thank
you work. This was not handed to you. You work for this.
Yes.
Dionne, that's how I want people to know that and see, because a lot of people can see the outside. They might see the clothes and the cars and all that, but they don't understand what it takes to get there.
Yes.
Right, Dionne? Yes. And that's why I want people to know that it takes hard work to get there.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Hard work.
I'm like, you don't even get no sleep. I'll be in the bed, Boomy, laying in the bed. Oh my God, I forgot to send that email. That's what
Yes. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for watching. All your family, all your friends. I got to get shout out to your uncle. They told your uncle hi to Dionne's uncle. Yes. Tyra and Shay and Miss Auntie. Thank y'all, everybody. Thank you, everyone. Denise.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next Monday. Odunde 365 Convo with the CEO. Thank you so much, Dionne Craig. Please support this woman. Support her business. You see her website right there. Please reach out to her. If you have any clients out there, or any people with intellectual disabilities, please refer them to her company. Okay, everybody? Thank you, everybody. See you next Monday.
Bye, Boomy.
Bye, Dionne.
Bye. How you get